And now, welcome to the stage, Brandon Kitchings, Hall of Fame producer, sharing how to one-call close with telesales. Get on your feet and give him a round of applause.
What's up? What's up? All right. So just by a raise of hands, who's happy to be alive today? Right? That's what I like. So just to steal a quote from one of my favorite rappers by the name of 2 Chainz, if you woke up today, you're already winning, okay? All right, just so that you know that. So you should be extremely happy, today. And the fact that you're here in these seats today means that you're serious about your business and taking it to the next level. So I'm happy to see everyone here today. My topic today, we're gonna talk about some one-call closes, but first thing we're gonna go over is gonna be the script. So if we could go to the next, we can pull up the next slide there. So, all right, so phone script, okay? And when it comes to the phone script, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself as a new agent is to start out is using your resources, okay, to acquire different scripts. We have great resources out there online, fflamerica.com. I get a lot of my resources from there. Grady has done a great job with that. Got phone scripts there. Your upline has scripts for you. So what you want to do as a new agent is you want to compile a couple different scripts, maybe like 3 scripts, and then you want to take those scripts and rewrite them in your own words, okay? The struggle for a lot of new agents is you're trying to read a script that's written by somebody else. So it doesn't sound authentic when you read the script, okay? Because you're saying words that are written by someone else that may not, fall in line with the way you talk, okay? And when we're talking about doing telesales and what I'm talking about today, on the phone, you have to come across very confident. The only thing you have going for you on the phone is you have to allow your spirit to shine through the phone. The client has to feel your spirit, that you're a genuine person that's genuinely looking to help them at this time. So if you're reading a script that's not yours, right, it's gonna put you in uncomfortable positions where you're not sounding like yourself, and then the client feels that over the phone, and then that's when you start getting those objections and things like that, okay? So for me, what you wanna do is you wanna take those scripts, rewrite it in your own words, okay? And then write that script 7 times, okay? Write that script 7 times. And then also do the same thing with the objections. I would recommend you take the top 3 objections that we typically get, which is I'm not interested, I no longer need it, or I don't remember doing it. Take those top 3 objections and rewrite those 7 times as well. And then take those scripts and practice in the mirror, okay? I've spent a lot of time in the mirror talking to myself because I want to hear what my script sounds like, and even recording it, while I'm talking in the mirror so I can go back and listen to it and see what I'm sounding like. But then also, I would call, Steven, and practice my script with him, okay? So the more practice you can get, the better you're going to be, okay? And it's really about having that Mamba mentality, day in and day out, where it's that consistent quest to become the best version of yourself. So I'm gonna continuously read these scripts, go over them. I'm listening to them in the car when I'm driving, playing them at night, when I'm sleeping sometimes, even to the point where my wife should tell you, she wakes me up throughout the night sometimes like, they're not buying. I'm like, huh? She's like, you're selling a policy in your sleep. I'm like, she's like, yeah, they're not buying. And she'll record me sometimes as well and play it for me in the morning, like, you sold a CBO last night. I'm like, huh? She's like, listen to yourself, and she'll, ask me questions while I'm sleeping and have me answering. It's crazy, but, that's how committed I am to making sure that my process is as thorough as it can be, right? The next thing I would say is, the day and age that we're in now, when I started over 2.5 years ago, we didn't have live dial sessions that I could get on and actually listen to Stephen Yee go through his script, listen to Stephen Yee, get objections, listen to him get cursed out. I could only have conversations with him about what he was dealing with when he was dialing and what I was dealing with while I was dialing, or I could record myself, send it to him so he could listen to it and critique me. But there was never an opportunity when he's in California and I'm in Arizona for me to actually see him work. Okay, now we have live dial sessions. So for a new agent, the opportunity for you to get better faster is upon you, because you can just get right on the live dial session and listen to, top producers like myself, like Ryan Reynolds, like Rob Kakis. These guys are on live dial sessions, dialing and working and getting the same objections that you get, and now you get a chance to actually, just hear them actually go through it, and you see how real they really are, how human they really are. Okay, like nobody's special. Like Sean said, we buy leads, we call them, we go help them. Is again, one of my favorite movies, Player Club, is you're not DJ Quick, you just spin records. That's all we do. We buy leads and we call them and we go help them. We're nothing special, okay? And then I would say the last thing for the phone script is, reaching out to your leadership after each dial session, okay? Reaching out and going through your day, talking about your day, what objections you got throughout the day, what objections you struggled with, and let your leadership, let your upline help you with those things. Okay, a lot of times we try to think we can just do it and think that we know better than the person that brought us into the business. None of us are here to hurt you. We're only here to help you get better. And sometimes as a new agent, you don't allow your leadership to help you get better because you don't do the things that you need to do to let them know that you're actually here to win, okay? So you want to always make sure you're leaning on your upline as much as possible, to get better in your process. All right, so now that we got the phone script out of the way, again, next, the one call close, okay? For me, this one call close, it came at a time in my life where I was running in the field for the first 2 years, and then had some things take place in my family that took me out of the field for a couple weeks. And it was either don't work, don't protect families and watch my bank account go down, or figure out a way to keep working while we're going through this transition right now, and keep protecting families and keep my bank account going in the right direction, right? And so how I came up with it was, we were watching Wolf of Wall Street one night, and if any one of you seen it on that movie, nobody's booking appointments in that movie. They're calling people and they're getting them on the phone in a crazy environment, and they're closing big deals right now on the spot. And I told her, I said, Dean, I think that's what it is, okay? If I'm gonna do this, I gotta figure out a way to get them to act and move right now, not give them 24 to 48 hours to think about it. Okay, we got to move on their emotions right now. Okay, and so with that being done, I was able to, put together a script, and we'll go to the next slide. I was able to put together a script that allowed that to come to fruition for me. Next slide, please. So we're going to talk about, there's 7 parts to the one call close and getting to the appointment. And we're going to start with the first one, which is the introduction and the verification process. So for me, it's very simple. Phone ring, excuse me. Whatever name is on that lead, that's the name I'm saying. I'm not asking, hi, how you doing or anything. It's Rob. Rob, don't hang up, brother. I'm not a telemarketer, okay? For me, I lead with that, not a telemarketer. It knocks people back on the heels just for a second, because they saw that they didn't know the number. They're hearing a voice that they don't know. If I just try to go right in, a lot of times they check out, they hang up. They're like, oh, I don't know you, hang up. But I hit them with, I'm not a telemarketer, don't hang up. It knocks them back on their heels just for a moment. That then allows me to get my next line out, which is very vital, that next line, which is why I'm calling them, okay? So Rob, getting back to you regarding the form you hand filled out and sent back to my office for the mortgage protection, okay? Looks like you want to see if you qualified. I'm showing the date of birth here as 8/1/73, is that correct? Right? I'm getting right into that, okay? Now, Rob, was this for you or a spouse? Okay? I'm asking that. Was this for you or a spouse? No, just for yourself? Okay, cool. I'm just verifying the information. I'm showing the address here of 123 Main Street there in Mesa. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. All right, another question. Is this a primary home or investment property, Rob? It's a primary home? Okay, great. Bam. So I'm gonna verify the information right then and there, okay, with the introduction. Next slide, please. So the next thing is I'm gonna, again, identify who the coverage is for. So I'm asking them those questions again about, is this for you or a spouse? Is there a co-borrower on this loan with you? He says, no, there's no co-borrower, it's just myself. Okay, great. That's gonna always make sure to help to know what parties you need involved right now. If he says he has a spouse, then I know that I need to make sure that she's there and she's available at this time as well. So that's setting it up for the next turn. Next slide, please. All right, next slide. And I apologize. All right, so now providing the appointment options. This was very key to getting to the one call close with the appointment options. So, hey, Rob, just so that you know how this process works is non-medical, no blood, no urine, no physicals. They just require me to go over some information with you, ask you some questions. I'm pretty much the eyes and the ears for the insurance carriers. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense? Okay. Now, due to our current environment, Rob, we're servicing clients two ways at this time. I can either come out to your home, we can do this face-to-face, or we can do this over a phone call. Which option works best for you? Typically, when I set it up that way, talk about the current environment, getting in your face, I'm actually leading them to choose the phone, which is the way I want to do it. I want to do it over the phone, but I need them to choose the phone because that's going to help keep them engaged and more inclined to give me the information that I need to get this family protected today because they chose to do it over the phone at this time. I didn't tell them we had to do it. I let them choose that option for themselves, okay? Now that I know that we're going to do it over the phone and he's okay with that, okay, next slide. We're gonna provide transparency, okay, to lower the sales pressure, okay, at this time. So Rob, if you're okay, we can take care of this over the phone. I really just wanna make sure that I'm totally transparent with you and 100% honest, as I am with all my clients, and what this process looks like, okay? Once we find a plan that fits your needs, and most importantly, your budget, Rob, we're gonna then submit a request for coverage to the insurance carrier to see if you can be approved for said coverage, okay? That will require us to provide some very sensitive information to the insurance company at that time. Things like your driver's license, your social security number, and your bank account information. Rob, is that gonna be a problem for you? 90% of the time, they're saying, no, that's not a problem. Why are they saying that? Because I'm not making it weird, first of all, that we're gonna do it over the phone, and they're already used to doing things over the phone right now. They're doing car insurance over the phone, health insurance over the phone. They're ordering food through DoorDash and letting strangers deliver their food to their door that they're gonna ingest into their body. People are already inclined to doing things like this over the phone now, right? So he's okay with doing it over the phone. Every now and then you may get someone that will say, I don't know about, trusting you at this time and providing you my information with all these scams going on. Okay, next slide. So if that's the case, then we're gonna establish credibility. Okay, Rob, I understand, but again, that's why they give the option for me to come out and do it face-to-face with you. However, again, before I ask you for any of that sensitive information, I am obligated by the state to send you a picture of my ID along with my state license, so that you can take that and go to the Arizona Department of Insurance website and verify that I am who I'm supposed to be, okay? Does that make sense, Rob? And then most time they're like, you know what, that makes sense. We can just do it over the phone. I'm like, okay, cool, on to the next stop. All right, so now that he's okay, we're gonna do it over the phone. The last thing there is we're going to, next slide. The last thing, we're gonna attempt to get the one call closed. So now he's okay doing it over the phone. Hey, Rob, this process takes about 20 minutes, okay? I actually got about 40 minutes before my next scheduled appointment and go and squeeze you in now. You got about 20 minutes, we can knock this out now? 9 times out of 10, they got time. Anyone that answers the phone, typically they got time to do it right now, and they're typically okay. The only reason I'm gonna book an appointment is if they say my spouse not here, I'm at work, then we're gonna book an appointment to get together at a later date, okay? Guys, again, thank y'all, man. The one call close is working. Put it to use, you can make it happen. Thank you.